We are in our second year of this program, and during that time, we've had some of the best and brightest from Westerville schools. Today is no exception. We have two outstanding students to present to you, along with their mentors. You're going to see an award-winning student, Olamide Bola and Emma Rennie, both award winners, coming up next on this edition of
School's Out!
Okay, that was a B minus. We'll get louder. Thank you. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the fall 2014 edition of
School's Out!
Oh, that was much better. I'm very excited to welcome our first guest today. She's a student at Westerville North. She carries a 3.7 GPA, takes advanced placement classes, volunteers at such places as the Women's Fund and OSU Medical Center, and was recently named a semifinalist in the National Achievement Scholarship Program. Please welcome Olamide Bola. And seated next to Olamide is her mentor and AP Language Arts teacher. Say hello to Kimberly Swenson. Welcome, Olamide. Are you excited to be here today?
I am.
Good. We're so happy to have you, and we're so
Thank you.
proud of you. Congratulations on your
you so
award. Were you excited when you heard
I
about it?
was actually. I was really excited.
Who got to tell you? How did you find
My
out about it?
counselor told me. I found out really kind of late because the cutoff date was I don't know. They let the information out, and then I found out a couple of days later, and I don't know. It was just it was kind of funny actually because I'd taken the test so long ago that I'd forgotten about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then so when she's like, "Oh, you got the national achievement," I'm like, "What is that?" But after I realized what it was, I was really excited. I was really, proud of myself.
Now, you are a semifinalist. Now, do you move on to the next portion of that?
Yeah, what you do is there's a couple of procedures you have to go through, like writing an essay, and then you submit all that, and then you find out, I want to say in March of next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first portion was just a written essay to
The
become
first portion was the PSAT to become a semifinalist. It was based off your score.
Okay.
And then after that, it was an essay and some other things they look at volunteer work grades, etc., to decide if you should become a finalist and get the scholarships.
Great, fantastic. Now, I know you have some family members here today, and they are so proud. Your dad especially was so cool. He kept emailing me saying how excited he was and how excited he was to have on the program. Do you want to tell us who's with you here today?
Yeah, my dad is here, David Bola. He's my, he's my inspirational smart side. Yeah, he's my smart side. My mom is my just my hard worker. She makes everything possible. She will get it done for you. And then that's my sister. My sister makes sure that I'm always doing my homework. She submitted my college application for me at 11 o'clock at night. That's my homie.
Aw, that's great, and congratulations to you folks.
Yeah.
So Olamide is a beautiful name. Does that
Thank
have
you.
a significance?
Actually, my dad is Nigerian. He came over from Nigeria at the age of 27.
Wow.
For his graduate, he's got a master's, so that's what he came over for. And so I got my name, Olamide. It's Yoruba. It means greatness has come.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greatness has come?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Pretty good.
That's a perfect name. So your family is originally, your father's from Nigeria?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I know the capital of Nigeria, Abuja, am I right? Yeah, see?
There you go.
I didn't want to feel too stupid next to your daughter because she's so bright and everything. So
Yeah.
what are your favorite classes in school?
Oh man. I love literature. So this is my language arts teacher. My
course.
11th grade, I love that class. I love writing because I'm good at it. But I also, this year, I'm taking AP Chemistry. I like AP Chemistry. It's a challenge. I'm taking AP Calc. I think math is kind of fun, like a riddle if you get it. So, but I love writing, so probably
good. Do
literature.
you want to be a writer someday?
Yeah, I do actually. I really want to get a published book. I write right now, so
Great.
you know, that would be great.
What's your genre? What do you like to write?
I typically write realistic fiction,
Okay.
but my sister knows I want to write fantasy so bad. I love
Really?
fantasy, and I'm so sick of paranormal romance, and I just want like an epic fantasy, like.
You mean no vampires, no
No,
werewolves?
no, just
Oh.
make it stop.
No Hunger Games? No.
Well, actually, I do like the Hunger
Do you
Games.
like the Hunger
I
Games?
do.
Almost everybody your age likes the Hunger
Yeah,
Games,
yeah.
I think. So, who are your favorite authors?
Actually, I really like Sarah Dessen. She writes a lot of like realistic fiction for like
Okay.
teen girls and things like that. But then also, let me think. I think some like we've read like classics in literature
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like are really great for obviously for writing. So.
Oh, obviously,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I've read some of the classics too. I love any particular classic authors that you like.
Any particular classic authors that I like?
Are you a fan of Dickens or how about Shakespeare? You like Shakespeare?
I mean, yeah, I haven't read that. I've read like a couple of Shakespeare. Like obviously, we've gone over like Romeo and Juliet and stuff. Who wrote Catch-22?
Hillary?
Yeah, Joseph Heller.
Oh,
I don't know.
Catch-22?
He's not classic, but Catch-22 was
it's
like
a classic book though.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
but
Catch-22.
Catch-22 is like I love that. I thought, oh, that was great. That was
a
just
great
great. Yeah, that was a great book.
So what other? Do you have any hobbies? Do you have time for hobbies, or is it all about school?
Hobbies, aside from school, I like write a lot. I really do. Like I don't do any sports. Horrible.
sports?
It's
Okay.
horrible, but I don't do any sports. So I honestly write a lot. Yeah,
Great.
and read.
Now, Kimberly, you said you first. When did you first become aware of Olamide?
Well, you know, her sister was in one of my classes,
Oh, her
and then
sister was.
Olamide was in my class the following year. So last year, in her junior year, I was able to work with her in AP Language, which is a rhetoric and composition course.
Okay. Did you notice her writing skills right away?
I noticed her prowess at speaking and her keen intellect for justice. Our course can vary in terms of what we study, and we were looking at an exhibit at the Wexner Center called Blues for Smoke that looked at really ideas about race over the past 40 years through art, through contemporary art. And from the get-go, Olamide distinguished herself as someone who really understands social justice and complex
Great.
issues of power.
Great. Okay, then let's talk about that social justice, equality, and racial equality. What do you think, from the minds of young people, what do you think we need to do in this country to work on our problems, on our social issues?
I think first we have to open our minds to the struggles that other people are going through, whether that be because they're Black or Spanish or Asian, being a person of color, whether they're a different gender, whether they come from a different economic class than us. I think that we have to open ourselves to their struggles and not victimize ourselves only. And yeah, that's probably what I would say to people my age is to look outside yourselves.
Yeah. Do you think there are enough people your age that care about these issues, or
I
could we
think
do more?
people would care if they realized they were an issue. I think so many people have they project their lives on other people, and they think if I'm happy, if I can get food whenever I want, if I have access to education, if my parents have made it, then why can't you? So I think that's the biggest problem, that people don't really realize how big of a problem social injustice and equality
Right.
are.
So people don't empathize with the plight of others. Then
Yeah.
is part of the issue. And I understand you volunteer in some
Yeah.
places too. You mentioned OSU Medical. What do you do down there?
When I was at OSU Medical, I was just a flower girl.
Not just a flower girl,
I
that's
would get,
important.
there would be mail, flowers, toys, whatever, and I would just distribute them all over the hospital. But the hospital is very big. That's what I found out. It's very big. There's a lot of floors, and I got lost a couple of times, but that's what I did.
Well, that's something. It's important. It's all
Yeah.
important, right? Tell me about the Women's Fund. What is that?
Oh, the Women's Fund is actually really interesting. The Women's Fund focuses on issues that, are basically in the female community, people send in grants, or they send in grant proposals for whatever they're trying to do. And then we read them, and we kind of like rate and rank them, and then decide if they should get funding or not.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Kimberly, what do you think the future holds for this young lady?
Oh, I think Alameda has grown so much in just the past year that I have known her, and she will just continue to grow and do amazing things to make our world a better place.
Oh, that's great. I think, yeah, I think that's part of the problem is we need more people like you to step up, you know, at a very young age. I don't think it's too early to start, you know, fighting for justice and equality. Do you?
I don't ever think it's too young. That's
Right.
It's
You're,
never too young.
you're 17 now, right?
Yeah.
So you'll get to vote next year.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Do you keep up on political things too?
I do actually.
That's great.
I think it's so important too. I wish more people did. It's so important too, especially if you're going to talk about it.
I couldn't agree more. If
Yeah.
you're going to have an opinion, you should probably read up on it.
Yeah.
And your sister's at OSU, is
My
that right?
sis- yeah, she is.
Has she been an inspiration for you also?
Yeah, she's majoring in sociology. She's like one of the main people I can talk to about like social justice and like the news. And she's great with history. Like if I don't know something, she will. So that's perfect.
Oh, that's fabulous. Now what year are you in now?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior now,
Yeah.
so you've obviously been looking at schools.
Yeah, I've been looking at schools. I've been looking at OSU. I actually applied. Well, my sister submitted my application for me, but I did all the hard work. And then I'm also looking at Wake Forest. And,
Wake Forest?
Yeah,
Okay.
in North Carolina. Yeah.
Any ideas of what you want to major in yet?
Yeah, pre-law.
Pre-law.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about justice, that's the place to be, right?
Yeah.
Any idea yet what kind of law you'd like to practice? Would you like to be a
See,
litigator?
that's the thing. I'm just like, oh, what kind of law? I know there's, I haven't decided that yet. There's a
You
lot.
could probably help a lot of social
Yeah,
victims
that's true.
you know, in the legal profession, so that might be a place to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you've had her in, you said the AP Language Art class. Is that the only class you've had her in?
Yes, but I'm grateful that Alameda still stops in her senior year and says hi. We get to chat every now and again, so I get to catch up with her.
It's kind of exciting for you to see students like this. That sort of reaffirms your faith in, you know, when people talk, these young kids today, you know. But we do have a lot of them to be proud of, don't we?
Alameda is definitely a student worth being proud of.
Great, that's great. Well, we want to thank you both for joining us today, and we are congratulations again on the scholarship and the award, and you'll hear more about that in March, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for you and hope you get a national award there.
Thank you.
So let's have a hand for Alameda and Kimberly Swenson. All right, we're going to take a short break, and if you pay attention during this break, you'll find out how you or someone you know could be a guest on our program. When we return, we'll meet Emma Rennie and her mentor, Debbie Pellington. Emma has received the State of Ohio's Nicholas Green Distinguished Student Award presented by the Ohio Association for Gifted Children. That's all coming up next on
Back to school's out.
The United States Air Force has a proud history of leading our nation in embracing diversity. We've been reaching new heights for years by understanding it's our individual experiences which make us strong. You can share in this success by seeking opportunities to learn and grow as a member of a diverse team. We are the world's greatest Air Force, not because of what we do, but who we are. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of melanoma, the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
In Vietnam, we took care of each other.
In combat, you look out for your battle buddy.
I'd do anything for my unit.
When things get tough, it's great to know
somebody's there for you.
Every step of the way.
DAV stands behind America's veterans to make their transition back home easier, with free services and help getting the benefits they've earned. Help us fulfill the promise to our men and women who served. Go to DAV.org to learn more.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
If you or your organization are involved in an interesting extracurricular activity and you would like to be a guest on Schools Out, you can call 823-1563 or email to jdemas@otterbein.edu. Please leave your name, the name of the school you or your students attend, a brief description of your activity, and a number or email where we can reach you. Schools Out is a WOCC studio production.
Welcome back to our show. Our next guest is a very gifted student at Genoa Middle School. She was nominated for the Nicholas Green Distinguished Student Award while attending Heritage Middle School. Emma was awarded the state prize of $500 to be used as a summer activity scholarship. Please welcome Emma Rennie. And seated next to Emma, she's been the gifted facilitator at Genoa and Heritage for the past 11 years and has known Emma since the 6th grade. A warm round of applause for Debbie Pellington. All right, Emma, this is exciting. So tell me about this award, how you applied for it, what you had to do.
Well, I was nominated by Mrs. Pellington, and I wrote an essay with the help of my parents. They edited it, and so did Miss Pellington. And then we would hear about that in September of this year. I wrote it in 6th grade. So. In 6th grade, okay. Yes.
And what was the essay about? Do you remember the gist of it?
It was about leadership. I was nominated for leadership, or academics, I think, yes.
So you wrote about leadership, or what it's like to be a leader?
Yes.
And did you have to research, did you have to do a bibliography and everything, or was it just an essay?
Just an essay, yes.
Just an essay, okay. And how did you find out about the award?
Well, I get picked up from school since I open enrolled to Genoa, and my dad was standing outside and he said, "Oh, your mom went in there to tell you something exciting," and I had already come out and she had already gone in. So when she came out, she had a balloon and she had flowers, and she said, "Emma, you won the Nicholas Green Distinguished Student Award." So excited.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you have some people here today with you, right?
Yes, okay. I have my brother JJ and my dad Timothy, and my mom is outside with my sister.
Right. Now, what's your sister's name?
Eleanor, and
Eleanor.
my mother is Daniela.
Okay. And we should tell everybody the reason they're outside right now is this is not the most exciting program for Eleanor. She's how old?
She just turned a year old.
Just turned a year old.
Yes.
Wow, but she's walking and she
busy
learned how to
baby.
clap, so
yeah.
She could clap along with us. And I could tell you kind of adore her because I saw you playing outside with her.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's kind of cool to have a little sister and a little brother too, right?
Lots of fun.
And were they excited too when they found out the news about your award?
Yes, they were very excited. JJ came into the car and my mom told him, and he was like, "Yay!" JJ's also always very excited when I do something well or he does something well.
That's fantastic. Yeah. It's great to have that family support, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. Debbie, you've known Emma since the 6th grade. Tell me about when you first met her and what your impressions were of her.
I have. I got to meet her. I get to work with her in a variety of settings. So social studies, science, and I guess language arts in 6th grade. And she just right away jumped out. Her poise, her leadership, her dedication to her work. She's not scared to take on tasks, and she just immediately jumped out at me as a superstar.
And when you met Mrs. Pellington, what was your impression of her?
Mrs. Pellington she was really smiley, and she was a great lady, and she's very intelligent too. Yeah.
I would think you'd have to be in charge of the gifted program, right? At both Genera and now you've been at in charge of both programs for Genoa and Heritage. What exactly do you do with the gifted students there?
Yeah, I get to work, I half time at both schools, so I'm split between both, and we have advanced classes for our middle schoolers in the 4 core subject areas. So I get to work in those classes with the teachers of our advanced students, and then other activities, you know, we might take field trips or do other special little things for our gifted students.
Okay, great.
And I do that at both schools.
Now you're a little bit younger than Alameda, so you've got some time, but do you have any ideas about what you might want to do?
I would love to go to Stanford and swim as
Wow.
well. Yeah.
Swim. So are you a competitive swimmer right now?
Yes, at the Ohio State Swim Club for 6 years, I think now.
Great. What's your specialty?
Butterfly and freestyle.
Butterfly and
probably.
freestyle?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do relays also, or just solo? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you do relays, and are you on a specific team there? Or?
The club swimming team.
The club swimming team. How are they doing?
We're doing pretty good. We had a meet this weekend in Indianapolis.
Okay.
It was lots of fun.
Now, obviously, you can't get a professional job swimming. What would you like? Any ideas what you'd like to do for a living? Or?
I would like to become an attorney, or maybe work in
great!
medicine.
We're gonna have 2 lawyers here. Maybe you'll be in the same courtroom. That'd be so you'd like to be an attorney also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are yours? Let's talk about your academic interests. What are your favorite subjects, favorite classes?
Social studies and language arts, probably.
And language arts also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you an avid reader as well?
Yes, definitely.
What kind of books do you like?
I like historical fiction.
Historical
best,
fiction. Okay.
Yes.
Any favorites? Favorite author or anything? Or any piece of
well,
work?
this year we read Fever 1793, and that's probably one of my favorite books by. Can't seem to remember the author's name.
Okay. What's that about?
It's about the fever epidemic in Philadelphia right after the Revolutionary War, and how this fictional character Maddie deals with it through that time.
That's excellent. How about writing? Would you like to write also, or do you do any writing?
Probably yes. Writing. I like to write a lot.
Do you? Okay. What about hobbies, pastimes? Swimming is probably one of many other extracurriculars.
Reading, playing with my brother and sister and my dog.
Now you were at Heritage last year, is that right? And so you open enrolled at Genoa this year. And you said also that you're districted for North, but you would like to go to Central, you think?
Probably, and do PSEO, which is post-secondary enrollment option.
Of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you? So tell me a little bit about what can you do with a post-secondary enrollment option?
You can take college courses in high school and get credits.
And you think those might apply at Stanford? Stanford's a tough school to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But why Stanford? Because of the swimming program, or the?
And the academics as well.
Right.
They're a well-rounded school.
Okay. So what? Let's see. You're in 8th grade now. Is that?
7th grade.
7th grade now. Okay. Wow. You're awfully mature for 7th grade. So, you've got another year of middle school then. Any other achievements? Any other academic things you'd like to try out for, or? Any other awards
I'd like
out
to
there?
do JSHS, which my dad introduced to me in high school, but I'd like to start working on it now.
Great. Yeah. What about her potential? What do you see for Emma and her future?
I was going to say, you haven't bragged about, she when I say she jumps in, she's participated, she's represented her school at Heritage, and she will at Genoa this year in the National History Day competition. She took the National Social Studies test last year and was one of our top 5 students. Science fair, got a superior at science fair. So she, like I say, Emma can do anything she
Pretty
sets
much
her mind to.
anything, yeah.
She does. And she's not afraid to take on any task, or she'll just grab the extra. So it's going to be fun to see where she goes. I hope she remembers me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will. I'm sure you always remember the mentors and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah. When she gets whatever award she has as an adult, she'll probably call you.
Absolutely.
And she'll be interviewed by somebody more famous than I. And she'll call you to be on the show. So it'll be fun. So you have a lot of interest in swimming and so forth. What about sports with you? Do you do any sports other than swimming, or
Just swimming.
That's your only one?
Yes.
Not any good at soccer or softball?
I'm not very land coordinated.
Okay. How old were you when you started swimming?
I was 6, I think. I started.
Did you take lessons?
For lessons and a summer league swimming, which is less competitive than all year round.
That must take up a lot of your time, though. When do you go to the club, and how often do you do that?
I swim at Ohio State 5 days a week from 4 to 8ish.
Wow. And then you have to come home and do homework after?
Yes.
Gee, what time do you get to bed? 3, 4 in the morning?
Probably 10, 11 because I do have a study hall during the day.
Okay, you have a little bit of time to catch up with study
Yeah.
hall during the day. Okay. So you probably want to be an attorney. Any idea? What do you like about being an attorney? Anything you look at in particular?
I think I would definitely want to be a criminal defense attorney, if any.
Protect the poor victims of things, and hopefully they're all not guilty, right?
Yes, I hope so.
Well, we all hope that, right? Now, you've been doing this for 11 years. How rewarding is that for you that you get to work with gifted children? You've seen them come and go, right?
Oh, it's wonderful, and I always say I have the best job because I get to work with these students for 3 years. So I'm so excited, I'll still have Emma again next year, and it's an unusual position to be able to have the kids for 3 years in a row. But it is fun to see them change and grow, and boy, I tell you, I learn more from them, I'm sure, than they do from me.
I know it's a bit intimidating, isn't it, when you
Absolutely.
have bright students come in like that?
Very much so.
I've had that happen to me too. So do you have students come back that have been out for a number of years and come back and see you and tell you about their trials and tribulations? You do,
and it's wonderful when they do come back and to hear, what they're doing. Scary when you hear that they're, graduated from college even now. But to share some of their accomplishments, be it, engineering. We've had some of the kids come back and help us mentor for some of the programs we do that are engineers now, or be involved in things that they did when they were in middle school and they want to come back and be a part of it.
Makes you feel a little older then, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah,
yes, it does.
So I'm going to ask you sort of the same question that I asked Olamide, in that what do you think about students, even your age, getting more involved? Is it too early to start thinking about what this country's about and getting involved?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely earlier than 7th grade to get.
Do you pay attention to what's going on politically and socially?
I like to watch PBS and listen to NPR of today's events.
PBS and NPR, wow. Yeah, so yeah, that's not quite the same as watching MTV or something like that.
It's a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different. So well, that's great. Are there any courses? Obviously, you're a very bright student. Are there any courses that you really don't like, that you have struggles with?
I've had some struggles with science, but
science.
Everything else.
That's my daughter too. She's like math. My daughter actually is going to be a middle school language arts teacher. So
wonderful.
I forgot to mention that before. So she's excited about that, but she's always struggled with math and science too. I think it's a left brain, right brain thing. I don't know, something like that. So you struggle a little bit of science, but you get along, I'm sure. So. Well, you have been a delight to have on the show, Emma and Mrs. Pellington. We thank you again for turning us on to some bright students you have in your program. And I think everybody at Genoa and Heritage should be proud. Let's have a nice round of applause for Emma Rennie. All right, it's been a great show, but that's all the time we have for today. And I want to thank Olamide, Emma, Mrs. Swenson, and Mrs. Pellington for joining us today, as well as our studio audience. And on behalf of the crew of WOCC and Otterbein TV, we also thank you for being with us on this edition of
School's Out!
The best one yet.